Seraph's always been one of those decks that, like you just said, it's kind of like Force, where you have to wait until the late game and then you finally play it and then you get to combo, that kind of stuff. But it's the only deck that you might not even be able to play your card at all, and I hate that feeling. I want to be able to play my cards.
Yeah, Seraph is almost never always safe.
Right.
So.
All right, so we get to see a little Haven matchup here.
Is that an Elta?
That is an Elta.
Elta.
Interesting choice. Maybe like some anti-dragon tech. What Elta does when it's evolved, it just becomes a 3/3, but it shuts off basically all comes into play and enhance effects. So, like, you know, Breath of the Salamander, Sybil, any of these cards that get a lot of advantage as soon as you play them, it just kind of shuts off until it's dealt with.
And Bahamut being a huge one.
Yeah, Bahamut being another big one. That's absolutely correct. So, Essia here, really just looking to get an aggro draw like we've seen. And Fatina, I don't know if Seraph's good enough to beat the neutral Haven deck, but if it can get to its Themis Decrees fast enough and it can wipe the boards, like, it definitely has the tools to do so.
I was going to say, Fatina is the one probably playing the most removal today. He's got Tribunals, he's got probably Cudgels, he's got Themis Decrees as well. So as long as he hits those, as long as he has access to that removal, he should be semi-okay-ish.
The only real difference I see between this and, say, like Control Blood or some of the other control decks like Dragon is that its board wipes come a little bit too slow if the neutral Haven deck can go off on turn like 4 or 5. But after those turns, its removal is fantastic. Like, just unconditional board removals and, yeah, just not afraid of the board filling up post turn 6.
Escha's hand is also shaping up really nicely, too. Like,
yeah, he's got the 2, the 3...
Nicely.
If he can get a nice follow-up after the Angel of the Word, this is pretty much a perfect hand.
If he draws Alice, the game is over.
Right.
So.
Because we don't see a Scripture, there's nothing for Fatina to actually do next turn. Well, I mean, he can play Unica, of course, but...
There's his Cudgel, so he has access to that. That's good.
Okay. So yeah, I guess just trade Angel of the Word face. Not really anything I'll have to do here.
Yeah, it's not really useful to attack face with Unica on the board since she just lives and then undoes that. So
this is why you hear people saying that it has ward more often than not, because it generally does. You can't let it stay alive. Ooh.
Is that Manifestation of Faith? What is that?
No, that's the amulet that has 5 countdown. And
oh, it's the other Sacred Plea.
Yeah, it's the other Sacred
Temple
Plea.
of Indoctricate or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, basically it's a 5 play point count, or not a 5 play point, a 5 countdown amulet that when it dies, you draw 3 cards instead of 2, and whenever one of your opponent's followers dies, it gets 1 less countdown on it. So kind of speeds it along if you are playing that removal heavy, like you were talking about, style of Haven deck.
Basically playing 6 Sacred Pleas.
Yes.
So pretty strong.
I've seen it a lot in the Haven decks like that are playing Seraph specifically just so you can get to your combo faster. So you're always drawing Seraph, you're always drawing your countdown removal. I've just never really seen it work as an interweave between the removal very well. It's really hard to get out into play.
Oh my gosh, Fatina, the first Sacred Plea popping, and he actually draws everything. He draws 4 really good cards against this.
Double Cudgel, Themis, Blackened Scripture, perfect.
He isn't holding Seraph, though, so there is that.
There is that. Didn't get to his combo quite yet, but next turn he can start getting some card draw in play again. Because realistically, March Tea Time is about as good as it gets. With Lion, he can do that. This will be the turn to do it, right before turn 6.
I think Essia is actually considering that. If he puts Lion on the board and then evolves the March Tea Time to hit the... Actually, uses the ability on the Cudgel, then this is not playable and that board isn't clearable.
Right.
So.
A Tribunal will come down and knock one of them out is about best case scenario for Fatina if that is the play from Essia here.
Would be a very aggressive play, but he could put 5/11 on stats on the board.
Technically, he could do the 3 damage to face and just trade with the Tin Soldier.
But if he does that, it's open to banishment, and then, you know, Cudgel, Blackened Scripture are options to get rid of it.
That's true. Going really hard in the tank about this play.
He goes for it.
Decides to pull the trigger. This seems to be the story of the neutral Haven deck, too. Like, we see it get really good draws, and then it just kind of looks like it's petering out after it gets that one big play.
Oh, yeah.
And then just not really any comeback. Like, on the ladder, I've been seeing a lot of these decks running Sacred Pleas. We haven't seen any Sacred Pleas in all but one of the neutral Haven decks so far. Most players just electing to play March Hares, Tea Time, and that's it. Not even Beast Call Arias, which is very interesting to me. I'm very used to seeing those cards and just a stark lack of them today.
Beast Call Aria is kind of interesting, but he also had March Hares, Tea Time. The conversation with, like, attacking that follower also opened you up immensely to March Hares, Tea Time, too. So,
That's true.
Like, open deck lists. Finds an Alice, finally. She doesn't really do anything, though.
Okay. Decides to go face. We like it.
Always.
Always face. You're the aggro player, get it done. But, like, without, like, the, you know, the Beast Calls and the Sacred Pleas and stuff, like, we've seen Garuda actually never pop an amulet in all of the matches so far.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of the Lions sitting in hand, not actually popping any amulets from hand. So, it seems like a very stark lack of amulets. But that's the double-edged blade, right? If you draw too many amulets and not your followers in the early game, then you're in trouble. So, really tough deck to build optimally.
It's got to, like, play a balance, really, to, you know, be effective at all. And if it doesn't draw either side of the balance, then it just kind of fizzles and doesn't do anything. I think he's considering evolving Alice.
I wouldn't use an evolution orb on anything but damage against Seraph right now. They're not going to kill you through damage. Don't worry about that.
True that. Tribunal comes down as well.
Yep.
Let's play again. And Essia's hand has, you know, combo pieces, but it doesn't have any, like, fuel.
Yep.
Ugh.
So this is basically just going to be like, I'm going to play big stuff, and Fatina's like, I have the answers. And he can honestly, with the way the game's playing out, just wait until that Tribunal's going to pop in order to play the Seraph just to be super safe with it.
Ooh, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, now he's got super backups. This is looking really good for Fatina right now.
This is basically over for Fatina. He doesn't actually, or in Fatina's favor rather, he doesn't have the ways to accelerate Seraph though. He doesn't have the reducers in his hand, but he is drawing off the Temple this turn. So
honestly, with being at 11 right now, he could just play the Seraph next turn and just wait, you know, 3 turns because he's got all the removal in the world that he can want. He's definitely not in danger. He's going to be drawing a bunch more cards next turn. Okay. Putting out 2 threats, very smart play from Essia.
Yeah, it makes that Seraph unplayable, so.
Is that a Candelabra?
It is.
Interesting. So a few tech choices in here.
Candelabra, yeah.
I like it. So Candelabra, for those of you who don't know, 3 play point amulet just stays in play, and whenever you play an amulet after it, you reduce its countdown by 1 immediately. So it kind of acts as a combo piece, the first combo piece for your Seraph, as well as making Tribunals pop faster, Tea Times pop faster, and all that kind of stuff.
Seen Evolve on Faria, even though a Tribunal and a Tea Time are popping this turn, this is just gonna be, this is gonna be over for Essia.
It's gonna be over.
It's gonna be over.
Yep, found space to play the Seraph in firm control of this game. Even has, again, another Tribunal popping next turn. Yeah, just firmly in control here.
Another Garuda, okay. So Healing Prayer doesn't actually draw anything. So he'd actually have to find a cycling reducer to win. Which he didn't.
So he's not going to win immediately. But again, that's okay. We know he can still heal. He's going to draw a lot more cards.
And realistically, I mean, like, this game has been over for a few turns now, but healing the 3 that Garuda just did to you also just kind of shuts the game down completely. Like,
like, maybe there could be an avenue or a world in where the extra 3 damage mattered, but yeah, the heal.
In some corner of Narnia where this mattered. But no. Drawing a bunch of cards, needs 1 reducer, finds 2. And there is...
Honestly, even if Seraph wasn't in play, I'm pretty sure he could just push for the win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the damage that he's got. So
hit him in the face.
We get to see the sweet, sweet Seraph animation. Self-kill. I like it. Eris killing herself.
These golden wings.
What a good game.
Seraph is fun, dude. I love that deck.
Seraph is a great deck when it operates good. Like when you can get the tribunals off on the right turns in order to set up for your Seraphs and all that kind of stuff. It feels just like a great deck. Absolutely. So what does Fatina have left? He has Dragon and he's got D-Shift. He's got the Queen of the Dreadseed D-Shift.
He's got two Queen Dreadseed decks.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, if Essia has any chance to win, he's got to have a deck here that he can feel very confident about beating either one of these decks. Because they're both about the same. Dragon, I might say, would have been a little bit harder than... I think I would allow Queen Dreadseed Rune over Dragon. I'm pretty sure. If
Dragon's kind of, yeah. I don't know. Like, players are going out of their way to bring extra Dragon decks. I think you should probably ban
the Dragon deck.
The Dragon deck,
right.
yeah. Let them play the discount dragons. Dragon Mirror.
Okay. We haven't seen one of these in a while, actually.
Haven't, no. I have to act. This matchup, if I remember correctly, just comes down to whoever goes first and gets ramp.
So it can. So there's two ways this matchup goes. Like, Dragon Mirrors are like what I'm all about. So Dragon Mirrors either are, I hit 10 play points before you even come close to hitting 10 play points, and I just start smacking down my big things. That can happen. It used to be about Ouroboros Wars, but of course Ouroboros isn't in the picture anymore.
Thankfully. So
realistically, it's really big about a Bahamut War if it goes late, like basically forcing out Bahamuts with polyphonic roars, or if they're even playing that card anymore, to basically say, you have to play your Bahamut first so that I'm winning the Bahamut War. Of course, both players having 3, meaning the last one standing wins.
Right.
Or just getting really good value turns out of being able to play a Zeus in an opportune moment, or playing a double Sybil turn when your opponent can't deal with both effectively.
He still has Ouroboros.
Ooh, tech for the mirror.
Fatina didn't get the memo.
He did not get the memo. He's like, you know what? I'm going to play against Dragon today, and I want the best card against Dragon, and Ouroboros is still that.
Fatina said, I don't know what you mean, X, so Ouroboros is still good.
So if that's the case, and Essia doesn't actually have an Ouroboros of his own, Fatina might just win this because he has the card in his deck.
Because he can keep playing Ouroboroses, yeah.
Very interesting tech. And he's got Scythers, too. Also tech for the mirror. Helps you win those Bahamut Wars.
Well, Scyther's just in every Ramp Dragon deck, period.
Honestly, I thought people were taking it out because of the whole Dragon Summoner package, but I guess that's not the case anymore.
It's too good. There's no way you take it out.
It's a very good card.
It's yeah.
Especially in a format like this where you know you're going to be playing against other control decks, especially other Dragon decks. Like, Scyther definitely shows up to help you with those things. Like, your opponent gets out an early Bahamut, say they are on turn 7 and you're on turn 7, they're on turn 10, they play out the Bahamut, you're like, I do have a Scyther though. I'm not on Bahamut.
We're
play
fine.
Points.
3 play points, kill your 10 play point play.
Right.
We're fine. Ugh. Fatina has to skip his turn here.
Again, you'll see a lot of skip turns in Dragon. It doesn't really mean that much as long as both players are semi-ramping. They're really both just trying to get to their endgame. And Fatina's hand is shaping up really nicely. Not only does he have the Ouroboros, but he already has the Queen of the Dreadseed to push out something if he really wants to. Essia has it too.
Double Queen, though. It's kind of whatever.
Also, Essia has access to a lot of Saha Quills right now, so he could be aggressive and maybe use the Zeus to push some damage with the Saha Quills. There's a lot of things going on right now, but dealing with this Ouroboros...
he's at 10 next turn, though. He could just Zeus.
That's true.
Just, like, play Zeus.
Could just play Zeus. He got to the 10 play points first. But we'll see the 10 play points caught up right here.
If an evolve happens, though... Okay, just going to pop a breath here. That's probably fine. You know, breath is not going to get much value against Dragon ever, really, anyway, so...
Now we're just going to see the haymakers. Big decisions every single turn. So one of the other classic things about this Dragon matchup is the decision on which card you play on any given turn, because every single thing has its use, and if you misuse one of those resources, it could leave your opponents open to whatever they want to do that's specifically good against you at that moment. It sounds very abstract.
No, I know what you mean, but he's actually going to go for the aggressive plan that you said as well, using Saha Quill to push damage with Zeus.
I like it. If you have 3 Saha Quills and Zeus, why not? Like, push the damage. You're already looking at 20 damage without doing anything else.
But against Dragon, they kind of heal, you know, inconsequentially.
Right.
Ouroboros.
All right. We're going to see which plan's better.
The cat's out of the bag. He knows he has Ouroboros.
I mean, I don't mind just playing even a Zeus here, but I still think Saha into Zeus is still fine.
Saha would have to evolve, though, again.
Right. Saha would have to evolve to take care of the Ouroboros, but as we know, it doesn't heal, so you can still continue on with the damage train if you make that play. And actually that is a winning strategy at this moment. So if Ouroboros is like basically the only thing Fatina is going to be doing, he's not healing when it goes back to his hand, so this damage plan can actually finish the game off by itself.
True. He doesn't actually have any healing in hand outside of, I think, of Sybil, all the way on the right.
Yep, he's got the Sybil, and that's about it. So if he decides he's like, you know what, Ouroboros Wars is the way to win this, maybe with this specific hand that Essia has, it's just not good enough. It's very interesting.
It is kind of weird. He's kind of clogged with like Queen of Dread Season sock wheels here. I don't know. I think the Zeus plan is the better one to just keep going with it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, he started it last turn. There's no reason to switch gears now. This is again the story of like the EU and the NA, you know, round robins as it stands is a lot of players just not sticking with their original plans, like switching gears, and you see the pitfalls of that. But it looks like he finally decided to go with it. This is the bigger stage. These players know what they're doing. They just need a little bit of time to think about it.
However, if Fatina draws any heals here, this is just...
Right.
And you also can just play Sybil to stop this.
And the double Sybil play, just like we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Definitely good here.
My dance quenches the earth.
So that's going to undo, you know, one turn of what Essia was doing, which means his evolve got wasted.
More so because it actually puts him into 16 as opposed to 15.
Plus one,
yep.
Yeah. Another Zeus.
Ooh, so many Zeuses. This has got to be... Like, you don't want to use your Bahamut here. You definitely don't. But I don't really see a good option outside of that. Like, he could just play a Zeus, but that doesn't feel good.
Goes in with it anyway.
Yep.
Wipes the board.
Lucky for him, there's not really a good comeback play for this Bahamut. The Scyther's going to deal with it, but then there's not really going to be a threatening card or board after that.
Right. It does put you... It puts you at 7 left, which you can't quite play Ouroboros with that, so...
And this... If Essia picks up on the Q, means your opponent doesn't probably have a Bahamut. So this is when I would start jamming those Zeuses and start pushing.
He does have a Zeus, though, so Zeus can check with Zeus.
Or just, you know, play the Sahaquil package still. Just use all the resources as you can. I don't really know why the Lucy here?
Showed Lucifer is kind of weird, yeah.
I've got to take a break. Lucius, I'm sorry.
Interesting. I mean, I guess, you know, whatever. You put yourself at full health, leave a 4/4. Why not?
It's not a bad play. It's just not an aggressively winning play. So now they're just gonna try to, trade some back and forth.
Okay.
Play your Zeus, brother.
This is good. This is 100% jam Zeus play.
Let's go.
While you're holding a Bahamut, you just jam the Zeus here.
Yep.
Every time. Essia really taking a while to jam the Zeus here.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. And he still has an Evo point left if he ever does need to make up a couple of points of extra damage. And there's no heal left for Fatina, so...
Oh?
Ooh. I like it.
This is interesting, because Essia does have the answer for that.
This is just a Bahamut right back. This is how the Dragon games go. If your opponent plays a Bahamut, you gotta kill it. You just hope that you're not the one that gets on the wrong side of it and can't deal with it, which is what we're seeing Fatina. He does have the Zeus, and technically he does have an Ouroboros evolve, so he does have ways to deal with this. He's not out of this game by any stretch.
Oh, no. He found another Blazing Breath, which is just... Ugh.
It used to be really good to draw those late in the game because of the Ouroboros wars, like deal 3 damage to the 4 health Ouroboros and then ping it so that you're back in control of having Ouroboros in play. But yeah, nowadays... having them in your hand doesn't really do much. It can help, like, if your opponent plays, like, a Sybil. Like, for instance, if Essia went with, like, a Sybil play this turn, then you could kill it with the Ouroboros Blazing Breath and not have to Evo anything.
It's actually gonna matter this turn, I think. Oh, okay. I thought he might evolve Zeus, so it wouldn't die to Ouroboros.
Yep, this is just, yeah, another Ouroboros evolution turn. Gotta deal with the Zeus. Okay.
He's going in.
I like this too.
I mean, he's not dumping anything of value, really.
Nope.
So.
This says, do you have your next Bahamut? Or no, I'm actually going to start pushing to the lead.
Well, he has seen 2 of them, so.
It's true. I
Essia.
really like this play.
Essia just, he's like, oh gosh.
Yeah,
oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Gets the Ouroboros right back, so plenty of value. Not the card you want to see here.
Definitely not the card you want to see there.
So let's see. Does he have any great Queen of the Dreadsea plays? He can play Queen of the Dreadsea into Lucifer into Fervor? But then he still has to Evo, like, he can't even Evo through the Zeus, actually. So that's not a play. Yeah, this is a really bad spot for Essia now, where he was ahead the entire time. That Ouroboros, plus pulling the trigger with the Queen of the Dreadsea on the exact right turn, pushed this game right into Fatina's favor. This is rough. Like, maybe...
Queen of the Dreadsea, Lucifer, Breath of Salamander.
Yeah, that would deal with the Zeus.
Lets you deal with Zeus. You also heal 4.
But then you're dealing with Queen of the Dreadsea, and then Ouroboros back in play yet again. Ooh,
okay.
Perfect.
See, this is why you keep Dragoon Scyther in your deck.
Yes.
Because it's extremely, extremely good.
Wow, what a great summoner play right there. I love it.
So now Queen of Dreadsea will end up going... He's going to probably play Fervor. So.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Okay.
Whoa.
Time to say goodbye.
Using the Evo point here. Okay. Yep, got to. And then next turn, yeah, realistically, there's going to be Ouroboros played, and then Queen of the Dreadsea, and then prayers to the top deck lords.
Basically, yeah. Dreadsea, Lucifer, Fervor?
Yeah, Fervor. Or something better off the top.
We'll be back up at 12 off Fervor, so... Also Lucifer, yeah. Escher's in a great spot again.
Yep.
Yeah, Isla dump that.
Easy, yeah, very easy turn. This is the new Dragomir. This is exciting. This is like craziness going on right now. Like dump like the last of your resources, get there a little bit, almost lose, back in it. I like it.
I think we have different ideas of exciting, buddy.
This is exciting to me. I love Dragomir.
Dragon back to full health again.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, what? No!
Oh my.
What?
Wow. You can see it on Essia's face like, are you kidding me?
That game deserved that ending.
Yes.
By the way, Area is a good card.
Ariat, everybody.
That game
Ariat.
100% deserved that ending, dude.
Yes.
Area is
Perfect.
a good card. And what's really...